Why do you have the right to terminate it unlawfully? You think it over. You're worthless here. I have people for the first and second instances of labor arbitration. I will make sure you cannot find a job for 2.5 years. And warned, dare to upload the video. Try it. The second-hand car market in China has collapsed, with many people selling their vehicles to cope with economic pressures. Porsche's sales in China have plummeted by 40%, resulting in significant losses. The luxury car market is no longer as appealing, as those with essential needs often lack the funds. Economic contraction has led to a sharp decline in the sales of German luxury cars worth millions, and the situation is even more worrying than the real estate market. This is the current situation, the collapse of the car market. I advise everyone not to leave their cars idle. Just drive them. Many people ask me why the second-hand car market is collapsing. I'll tell you, why do new gasoline cars collapse first? Because they can't be sold. Why can't they be sold? Because the prices of new energy vehicles are also dropping and they can't be sold either. Why can't new energy vehicles be sold? Do you know why? It's because the total number of cars in China has reached saturation, coupled with the poor economic situation this year. Most people looking to change cars are doing so for improvement purposes. Additionally, those who urgently need to buy a car tend to go for used cars, meaning they have an immediate need. In other words, they decide to change their car because it's getting cold, while those buying new cars are mostly looking to upgrade. However, they don't have the money to buy new cars, so the prices of cars start to decline. Previously, new energy vehicles were praised to the skies, but now they can't be sold. After they can't be sold, their prices start to drop. As they drop, the prices of new gasoline cars also start to decrease, which then leads to a decrease in the prices of used cars. Therefore, it's not a matter of someone upsetting the balance, it's an economic issue. The Chinese electric vehicle, EV sector, comprising over 200 companies, is expected to face increased pressure in 2024 due to slowing growth, heightened competition, and an intense price war. Analysts predict that many companies will need to address losses to avoid potential financial difficulties as fundraising becomes more challenging. Despite the rapid growth of China's EV market, investors are adopting a cautious stance due to escalating competition. The year 2024 is anticipated to be a turning point, with some electric car makers struggling due to poor performance. EV sales in mainland China are projected to grow by 20% in 2024, a slowdown from the expected 30% increase in 2023. Established players like BYD and Li Auto are among the few profitable companies in the crowded market, while newcomers like Xiaomi and Baidu pose a threat with their intelligent vehicle offerings. A new round of price cuts by major players, including BYD and XPeng, aims to attract buyers and meet sales targets. Startups are advised to prioritize realism over idealism as market competition intensifies. Some companies have initiated efficiency drives and cost-cutting programs to generate positive cash flow in the coming years. The price war trend is expected to continue as car makers strive to keep their best-selling models appealing to budget-conscious consumers. It's 6:30 p.m. now and there's no one in the store. The once lively and bustling restaurant industry, now you can't even see a single customer. Let me show you the market situation. Here's a vegetable vendor. There's no one. All are selling vegetables. All are owners. Take a look. Look at the emptiness around. There's no fairness, no bottom line anymore. Now it's all about the shippers pushing prices down. It was better a few years ago when my platform could negotiate prices better. In recent years, you see expenses for loading and unloading, increased consumer demands, low freight rates, and heavy fines. Look at this industry, it's in a deep downturn. Surviving in this industry is really difficult. It's such a large factory, and it has closed down. The name of the factory has been taken down. It didn't go bankrupt in the past few years, but it did this year. So, what's the use of having such a big factory? Right. Without strength, it collapses. If you have strength, you can still manage, endure the pressure. But if you can't, you'll go bankrupt. Many factories are closing down, especially in these economic downturns when factories lose orders. The wave of factory closures began last year, and this year it's just more severe. The entire Dongguan factory and its maximum closed capacity have decreased by 2/3. The future doesn't look good for factories worldwide. Earlier, a video claiming a female executive of the company illegally fired an employee went viral on the internet. In the video, Neo-Nexus technology executive Jing Yue claimed to have illegally terminated Sun. When Sun expressed the intention to wait for the results of the Labor Arbitration Department, Jing Yue said, "I have people for the first and second instances of labor arbitration," and threatened the employee, "I will make sure you cannot find a job for 2.5 years," and warned, "Dare to upload the video. Try it. I am terminating your employment unlawfully right now. I'm telling you, I am terminating it unlawfully." Why do you have the right to terminate it unlawfully? Me? I've violated the law? Can you control that? I've violated the law. Can you control it? Well, let's handle it according to the law. I've violated the law. Can't you understand what I'm saying? Listen to what the Labor Bureau says. Can't you understand what I'm saying? You can leave now. Go ahead. Leave now. Pack up your things right away. I'll wait for the labor arbitration's decision. I am revoking all your permissions now, and you are not allowed to enter my company again. You can go and wait for the lawsuit. I've told you, through the labor arbitration, first trial, second trial, I have plenty of time to wait for you. You try it. If you can't find a job in 2.5 years, you'll see. Don't even think about finding a job again. I'll have a meal next month. You think it over. You're worthless here. You have no legal awareness at all. Whether I'm here or not, I'm telling you, I'm breaking the law. I'll show you what I'll do to him. What kind of quality does this company have? It's this kind of quality. What are you going to do about it? Dare to upload something and try it? I'll call 110 right now. You violated the law. You admit you violated it first. I've told you, didn't I? I didn't stop you from suing me. Did I stop you? Those who often beg for a living know that begging is not that easy. There are always some people who keep saying that if you can't make it in the United States, you can resort to begging. But it's not as easy as they think. Here, my friends, begging is a common sight. The streets are filled with homeless people. To be successful at begging, you need to have connections, and each person giving you a penny or 100 pennies will only add up to $1. You have to beg for 12 hours a day just to earn a couple of dollars, and it's still not enough to buy a piece of fried dough. It's really not as easy as it seems. The latest data from the China Iron and Steel Association, CISA, indicates that China's steel exports are expected to surpass 90 million tons in 2023, historically second only to the export scale from 2014 to 2016, with import volumes around 7.6 million tons. In terms of export prices, the average unit price of China's steel exports was $947.4 per ton in the first 11 months of 2023, marking a year-on-year decrease of 32.2%. Industry insiders suggest that China's overall steel exports may remain at a relatively high level, although there might be a slight decline from the high growth observed in 2023. The significant growth in steel exports in 2023 can be attributed to various factors, including insufficient domestic demand, increased cost-effectiveness of domestic steel due to a rising price difference between domestic and foreign markets, growing infrastructure projects in South Asia, and global factors affecting other steel-producing regions. The main export destinations for China's steel in 2023 are expected to include Vietnam, South Korea, Thailand, and Turkey, with coated plates, hot-rolled rods and wires, and steel pipes being the major export categories. However, the CISO warns about trade remedy investigations against Chinese steel products, initiated by 5 countries globally in 2023, indicating potential risks of intensified trade frictions. Looking ahead, China's steel exports may face pressure in 2024 due to increased uncertainty in overseas economic growth and potential interest rate cuts by the U.S., leading to a rebound in the RMB exchange rate against the U.S. dollar. On the import side, China experienced a significant decline in steel imports in November 2023, with an average unit import price of 1,628.2 per ton, representing a year-on-year decrease of 6.4%. The import of finished steel remains relatively small, with a focus on the iron ore link in the steel industry chain. The industry may adopt countercyclical control measures to encourage demand in various sectors and maintain stability in downstream consumption. Chinese nickel miners in Indonesia face threat from falling prices. The fervent nickel exploration undertaken by Chinese mining companies in Indonesia over the past decade may face a downturn due to the decreasing prices of this metal, commonly utilized in steel production. This decline in prices renders the processing of nickel in the Southeast Asian country less appealing for Chinese producers. In September, the state-owned behemoth, China Baowu Steel Group, opted to suspend its intentions to acquire nickel assets in Indonesia from Xi'an Holding Group Co., a privately owned Chinese company. The potential deal, valued at a staggering $4 billion, had been under negotiation for over a year, undergoing scrutiny from various ministries and regulators. Despite dispatching independent directors to assess Xi'an's operations in Indonesia in late September, Baowu has not divulged their findings.